So everyone knows that yesterday, Ben and I unloaded 80 bales of green hay into the barn, alfalfa. And when Ben and I finished, neither one of us could breathe. Ben and I both agree that we've unloaded hay in the heat of the summer, and we've never felt so miserable as we do right now. We could not breathe, and we thought it might be the cold air. We were both struggling. We go out later to feed the horses, and guess what? They wouldn't touch the green hay. So Jamie's concerned. I swing by Richardson to buy some more, and what these guys told me is that they think that possibly the hay that we bought is moldy. And that's why Ben and I could not breathe in the barn working with that green hay. That's why our horses will not touch it. So we're going to find out real fast. We're going to drive home and offer the horses a bite of this hay that I just bought from our feed store. And if they do eat this green hay and they would not touch the other, then we'll know something is really fishy. All right, so this is the new hay we just got from Richardson. This is the stuff we had delivered yesterday. So from the looks of it, it's a little bit darker green, versus a very light green. I don't know if the color means anything at all, because obviously the longer the hay sets after being harvested, it's going to change and slowly lighten in color. But we're going to take these bales off of here. I'm going to put them to the side, stack them over here out of the way so we know which is which. And then we're going to find out real fast if our horses will eat it. Now, it's starting to rain now, and our horses are going to go to the barn. So we probably can't feed right this minute, but we will do this at some point and find out if the horses do eat this and they're not eating that, then there probably is something wrong with the hay. Now, remember, this is a work in progress. We have a low water crossing over here where the animals can come by if they choose to. There is some rock they'll have to navigate around, but if it's not heavy rain or heavy water, the animals can come by and walk across. It should stay or be fairly dry. Now, this over here is the pond area. Now, as water comes flowing down out of our pond, at some point it'll get high enough to go over the first break right there with the heavy rock. From there, it'll flow into the actual pond itself. Once the pond fills to capacity, it'll hit that spillway right there and flow on down across our place to Mr. Pete's and then down towards the Trinity River. Now, this here is kind of a stroke of genius, if you ask me, and it just shows how much that fella knows about, working with the landscape. He built himself a berm over here, but this berm is not for the pond. It's to stop the heavy flow of water off this hill. It'll hit this berm, work itself around it. He put rock to keep the water moving slowly as it flows right on back down, not into the pond, but around the pond. You can notice he has an exact same type of berm system on the other side of the pond as well. All right, so the pond itself is going to be 15 foot deep before it begins to go over the spillway. I want to show you these orange flags here. These were placed in the ground to let us know where the pond should come to at its max depth. Now, Mr. Jeremy pointed out a couple of things pretty neat in the fact that there are so many natural springs. Let me show you one right over here. Now, there are so many natural springs that are going to feed this pond that the pond should stay full to capacity. Always. All right, so this rock here is the spillway. Whenever the pond fills to capacity, it'll begin to flow down along this big heavy rock. Now the rock is put here so as it can kind of hold the soil in place and not, have any extra additional erosion. All right, so coming off of the spillway is a nice little shady area. Lots of nice big trees. But I want you to notice the ground here. Friends, in my opinion, this is kind of a sloppy, muddy little area. But according to our pigs, this is their #1 hangout spot. Yeah, I want to show you why. As I zoom in, I want you to look. Look real close. Can you see that? That is flowing water. Friends, that water is a natural spring coming out of the ground somewhere right through there. Mr. Jeremy chose to leave that for the pigs. And so they will continue to have a nice place to come off out of their pasture, walk down the slope, and find themselves a nice wallow in this area right through here. They're going to love this. And that was really thoughtful on Mr. Jeremy's part, I think. Now, any overflow on those heavy rain days, or even when that spring water begins to build up, it'll flow right on through the brand new culvert. This is one of those culverts from the other property, the one that I brought over, and Mr. Jeremy put it right here underneath the fence. That's our property line right through there, and the culvert runs right underneath our property line, right past our fence, and all of that extra rainwater that comes from over the spillway will come right on through here, through the culvert, down this creek, and go right back to the Trinity River where it belongs. What's great about this here is the horses, the goats, the big birds, and anyone else who chooses to can walk right across through here if they don't want to walk down, or if we have a heavy rain and there's flowing water. I can also drive my side-by-side or my tractor through. This is going to be great. These guys have been cooped up for the entire week. We have not let them out. And today we opened the gate. Shirley Bird's not real sure about what's been going on. She's been seeing the tractors. She's been hearing all the noises and other people working. She notices there's some new materials here. She's gonna go check everything out and do herself her own inspection. Brady, the big galoot, is not sure. No one asked him for his advice on any pond building. Lenny doesn't know what to think. Come on, Laverne. Come on, sweetie. I want to see our pigs. I want the pigs to walk down to the pond. It's too cold today, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, I think we have a wonderful project here. I'm very blessed to have met Mr. Jeremy and his guys. And thank you all. Thank you all for supporting us and loving us and watching the darn videos. It helps make things like this possible. And these babies absolutely will live their best life. And I want to remind you that this would not be possible without you guys. So thank you so very much.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.